Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle. You can expect the latest in sports news, views, and reviews from our resident analysts. No sports topic is too controversial, and no team or player is above criticism. So just smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on our balanced offering of riveting sports content. And don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment below. Welcome to Sports DTM.
All right. Zidane, welcome back.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me, gentlemen.
All right, no problem. I know you must be a happy man now to know that Tappa is out finally. But do you think the JFF dealt with the whole situation, efficiently enough for you?
I don't know. It wasn't an easy decision for the JFF. We're not talking about no. I'm talking about prior to this, because obviously everybody knows that he should have been gone right now, because 7 points from 8 games is just unacceptable. That won't qualify for any World Cup. But I'm understanding that JFF was told by people from the technical committee that Tappa would not be the man for the job after the Gold Cup. They saw some of the performances in the Gold Cup, and it wasn't good enough. And they thought that he would have struggled in the World Cup qualifier, which is tougher. But they were kind of hesitant that because at the end of the day, the ultimate prize is to qualify, and that's what they gave him to do. So not firing before the qualifiers would have been tough. So, but I think they should have done it then. They should have listened, because Tappa for me is just not an intelligent coach. Not intelligent enough as a coach. He makes too many unintelligent decisions that maybe a primary school student would not make. For example, let me give you an example. Ravel Morris came on in El Salvador, and he looked like the player that we wanted in midfield to create chances for the strikers. He made 3 beautiful passes. We're not seeing anything like that outside of maybe Tyrick McGee. So the following game now,
not included in the squad.
Yes, who was included. So the following game now, you expect Ravel Morris to start. Guess what he did? He started somebody else in the attacking midfield position who didn't even get a game in El Salvador. What is the logic? So the man who started over Ravel Morris could not play in it, was not good enough to play in El Salvador, but now he's good enough. He's better than Ravel Morris to start. Then the argument I'm hearing is that Tappa is saying that Ravel Morris doesn't follow instruction. We don't want anybody to follow instruction. We want passes. We want our strikers to get balls in good areas to score goals. That's what Ravel Morris does. So Whitmore does not make intelligent decisions. That's why it was never going to work, and it should have been gone long ago.
But Zidane, to touch on that point, I disagree with that point in terms of the player not following instructions. I think that's very important in a team setup. Don't you think?
It
depends on instruction. What instruction are we talking about? Like, what is he asking him to do? Play
that's another thing.
Play defense. He wants him to
play defensively.
Tappa wants everybody to play defensively.
To Antonio. Then if I was Ravel Morris, I would not be following instructions either. Because then what purpose do I serve on the pitch? If it's Damien Lowe to Michael Antonio, or Andre Blake to Michael Antonio, what purpose do I then serve on the pitch?
That's the game plan.
Exactly.
So, I get on the pitch, I'm going to do what I know how to do, and that is to get position on the ball, burst through the midfield, with my skill, and try to make passes behind the defense to the forwards. And that's what Rafael Morrison has. That's what he does week in, week out in England, and that's what he has always done when he plays for Jamaica. So Rafael not following instruction, I don't think is an indictment on Rafael, but just a testament to the bad instructions that he probably has been given.
El Pedrino, you say no more fronting. Zidane, you think that ultimately was the downfall of Tappa in terms of too much fronting, the likes of Javon Watson being in the team, etc.?
That one for me.
Yeah,
go on.
That's. I'm saying a comment here. El Pedrino is saying that no more fronting. Do you believe that ultimately was a downfall for Tappa in terms of too much fronting in the football?
I don't know what you mean by fronting, but he has some favorites.
Our favorites.
Yes, he persists with these players. He believes in these players too much. For example, look at Bobby Reid. Bobby Reid is a good footballer, but Bobby Reid displayed on the field in the games that he was completely out of it, and Tappa persisted with Bobby Reid. I'm understanding that Michael Antonio was not going to be selected for the squad. Something happened, and there was no spot. He was selected against El Salvador. Tappa was going to put on Junior Flemings. It was the assistant coach, Paul Hall, who stood up and said, no, we're not having this. You have to put on the man. And the man went on and scored the goal, even though we didn't win the game. So I'm saying to you that, yes, that is also a factor that Tappa believes in some players, and the players are not good enough. Look at Haka, for example, Javon Watson. Javon Watson, at this level, at his age, with his level of fitness and his level of consistency in terms of playing high-quality football, is just lacking right now. And after 15 minutes in every single game he's playing, he's walking on the football field. Now, how are we going to get that link between midfield and attack when one of the midfielders is walking pretty much through the entire game? We're going to always, as the gentleman made the mention of playing, it will be Blake to the strikers or low to the strikers. It won't work. You're not going to win in a football game. So Tappa is indeed, he has some favorites and he persists with these favorites and they're not getting the job done.
Guys, I want to ask a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What? I'm not old enough to have watched Tappa back in the day, right? Can probably Zidane or Eddie, guys, tell me, describe Tappa as a player for me, because I want to know if that's a reason why he doesn't want to play in the creative players.
No, I can't tell you.
He was a creative player.
No, let me tell you. Let me put it this way.
So,
if Tappa was the coach in 1998, then Tappa would not be in this team. Would not.
I'm not joking.
So
that makes sense.
He would not pick himself.
He would not have picked himself because Tappa doesn't tackle. You know, Tappa is good on the ball. Right. He links the players well and retain possession very well. He doesn't tackle a lot. So Tappa would not pick himself if he was the coach in 98, based on what we see from Tappa now.
And we'd assume that a coach would like players like himself in a team, don't it?
Exactly. So that's mind-boggling.
But Tappa is afraid to lose, so he will try anything to, try to get the result. So the defensive ball game.
But that just go in agreement with Zidane's assertion that he's not an intelligent coach.
Not at all.
Because you just the type of player that he was and how important players like him would have been, and then subsequent to him, Jermaine Hugh. And then since after Hugh, we haven't seen a player like that, and it's because of Tappa's insistence on rugged players in the middle of the park that aren't necessarily technically gifted. And I think even though we do have the ability to call upon players, like as I said, Jermaine Hugh should have gotten more run in the national team in his time, and then more recently with players like Ravel Morrison, who has had a hard time getting onto the pitch, even though he's clearly by far the best option in that position. And then others like Paris and Tariq McGee, who just have not been given a fair look in, because Tappa opts to go with the I guess we'd say the more rugged ball-winning central midfielders. Like one game he started Devon Williams, Javon Watson, and Anthony Grant, and it's just
wasn't that the
ridiculous?
Which game was that? That was the easiest game of the campaign so far,
Yeah, that's how game.
I don't get it.
He started three defensive midfielders. So lack of intelligence on Theodore Whitmore's part. And it's so weird because he's, as a footballer, obviously, I never watched him, but I tried to watch as much of him as I possibly can, being the age that I am now. And he was an intelligent player when he played. A player that made stuff happen. So I just don't understand the transition.
Gentlemen, yeah, I don't understand either. But if another one, we go back to the first game in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Peter Lee Vassell was nowhere to be found leading up to that Mexico game. Peter Lee Vassell was picked for that Mexico game. Even though before he was not being selected. He came on in that Mexico game. Now where is Peter Lee Vassell? So it's just some decision making by Tappa is so strange.
But I know why that happened. Just to give Peter Lee Vassell the cap.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. I don't know if there was a scout in the watching the Marissa, but that's the only reason. As Zidane rightly said, that guy was never around the team, and all of a sudden he's in the team for one game and he's totally out again.
Hey, Zidane, if we're supposed to go through Tappa unintelligent decisions throughout the campaign, would I do it the whole night, bro?
Yes, there's so many.
Since the summertime.
And then we had the sabotage game now with Panama, because Tappa usually
Man call it sabotage.
Tappa want to play. But listen,
Sabotage gate.
he wants to play 5 defensive midfielder if it was up to him alone. But then come Panama game, because he was upset that they're telling him that he needs to play the English-based player. We went with none. It was Ravel Morrison and Daniel Johnson. Daniel Johnson is really a box-to-box midfielder. Ravel Morrison. So he went with those two. So clearly he wanted to sabotage the team to prove that, listen, I want to play my players because I'm understanding that he was told that, listen, the JFF invested in these players. Doesn't make any sense to bring them in and they sit on the bench. And Tappa was upset, so he sabotaged the team against Panama.
I've never looked at it from that perspective.
Yeah. Think about it. Tappa is accustomed to playing 3 defensive midfielder. All of a sudden, he went with none.
Yeah.
And we hear the rumors that he's blaming others that he didn't select the squad for the Panama game. He was told to pick English-based players. Nonsense. Tappa is a claffy.